Hello. Yep, I'm back again. I now have some more new additions to my comic book collection. I think the second video I did on this, which is the first one in front of the camera, I think I put in the tagline of that video that I had just over 200 single issues. Yeah, I now have just over 500 single issues. Yeah. However, before we get into what's new, I'd just like to actually show you a couple of things that I mentioned in a previous video that I had. The first of which was something that I mentioned that I had, or at least I think I mentioned in the video, that I thought I'd left behind at the house where I used to live when I moved down. In fact, I hadn't, because while I was going through some of my old books in another room the other day, I actually found my Marvel Platinum, the Definitive Deadpool collected volume. This collects together New Mutants 98, Deadpool and Death Annual 98, Deadpool Volume 2, numbers 33, 37, and 57 to 60, 64, Cable and Deadpool numbers 31 and 32, and Deadpool Volume 4, number 6. So I thought I'd left that behind, but actually no, it turned out it was just in one of the other boxes. Not my boxes of books. Sadly though, I wasn't able to find my copies I used to have of some Batman collected volumes, such as A Death in the Family, Death of the Family, I think there was another one in there, Long Halloween. Anyway, excuse me. Again, my throat. However, I did also find, I do remember mentioning this, the previous video, that I had a copy of The Killing Joke. Here it is, Batman The Killing Joke. I found my copy. In the same box I found the other, my collected edition in, so yeah, thank goodness I still have that. Now on to what's new. Where do I start? I will start, I have actually got some new collected volumes, but I'll do those last. I'll start first with these that I got on my local. So yesterday was to my LCS, because for me Thursday is my new comic book day, because my LCS is open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And so I went in there, and by the door they've got a couple of boxes by the door where they have like old British comics, and they have old British comics like Beano, Dandy, that kind of thing. And they also have some old British oversized comic books, like, you know, characters they recognise. And so they had these in, which I had never seen before. Spider-Man Weekly Comics, and this one is Spider-Man Weekly Comics number 21. And these are all from 1973. Number 21. Spider-Man Weekly Comics number 22. Sorry, Spider-Man Comics Weekly number 22. So I didn't even know these existed. These were 5p, by the way. Not, obviously I didn't buy them. They didn't cost me 5p in my LCS, but the cover price is 5p. Spider-Man Comics Weekly number 28 from 1973. And it appears to me the backup story in all of these is Thor. So, Spider-Man Comics Weekly number 30. Got 9 of these in total. That's fell into my LCS yesterday. I went into my LCS yesterday. I didn't even know these existed. I'd never even heard of them before. Spider-Man Comics Weekly number 32. That one is slightly yellowed, I think purely because of the age. But you know, I buy my comic books to read, not to get them graded or anything like that. Spider-Man Comics Weekly number 39. And this one's got Lizard on the cover. I love the Lizard. Fantastic cover. We then have Spider-Man Comics Weekly number 42, which has the Vulture. I actually found out that now, if you remember, I showed you some other large comic books where they were coloured. The front and back covers were coloured, raw colour, and the insides were all black and white. Well, these ones actually appear to have. So I'll just turn this one up for you. Spider-Man Comics Weekly number 45 these ones appear to have obviously full colour front cover, the back cover and the front cover are in full colour, and on the inside they actually have some coloration in them, but it's mainly just like red shading colour. Yeah, number 45, Kingpin. And then Spider-Man, last one I've got here is Spider-Man Comics Weekly number 46, which has Spider-Man, and I believe that's J. Jonah Jameson there on the cover as well. And again, this one also features the Kingpin. Okay, they are collected volumes, so we shall put those to the side for a moment, and I shall show you those towards the end of this video. Now, this first comic book isn't, strictly speaking, one that I got. This isn't one I got on my LCS yesterday. This isn't one I got on my LCS. And this isn't even a brand new one for me, because this is one I've actually had in my collection for a while, because this was one I bought about 3 or 4 years ago in a charity shop, and I thought that I thought it was the number 1 of this series. It isn't. It's number 8. And B, I thought that when I'd moved from my old house to my new house, I thought I'd left this behind, but nope. It's still here, and it is from 2004. I Hunt Monsters, number 8. Published by Antarctic Press. And I generally thought I'd left this behind. This obviously is a new bag and board, because the original one was like moulded. Thankfully it didn't do any. The original bag and board, it was still in when I found it. All the bag was all destroyed, and the board had more like mould on it. So I got rid of that pretty quick, and it's now this lovely new bag and board. Thankfully there's no damage to the comic. But yeah, I honestly thought I'd left that behind when I moved from my old house to my new house, but no. Thankfully, here it is. So yeah. Now we get on to the comics I picked up in my LCS yesterday. As you'll know, if you watch my previous videos, I'm collecting the Ultimate books, the Ultimate Universe books, and part of which is a series called The Ultimates, and I now have Ultimates Volume 1, Issue 9. From 2012, I believe that one is. But I thought the Ultimate Universe had ended long before then. But apparently not. I then also picked up yesterday the Ultimates Volume 3, Issue 1. The Ultimates Volume 3, Issue 3. Ultimate X-Men Annual 2. This is the first Ultimate Annual that I have. If I flip that up the other way, you can see it's actually Nightcrawler. I'm not sure who the other character is, but that's definitely Nightcrawler. So, yeah. Excited to have that, because it goes with the Ultimate X-Men collection that I'm building up. I also picked up Uncanny X-Men 460. I'm sure that's, excuse me, I do apologise, that was very rude. I'm sure that's like issue, I'm sure that's like volume 2 or 3. And Civil War issue 3, or number 3. Were these called issues or were they called volumes? I'm going to say volume, I'm going to say volume 3. Sadly I couldn't find 1 and 2, but I thought, well, I'll get 3 and then collect them and then just find 1 and 2 as I can. Now these next few books, I actually didn't get from my LCS. I got them at my local market on Tuesday. So we'll start with Uncanny X-Men number 304. And yes, this is the one with, as you can see there, the holographic Magneto on the front. And I couldn't believe it. I only paid about, I got 20 books from him and I paid £1 each for the books. So yeah, so I paid £1 for this book. And I couldn't quite believe it, because it's my understanding, and if I am wrong, please let me know in the comments, that it's my understanding that these particular books, the ones with the holograph things on the front, excuse me, these bags of boards I made up yesterday aren't holding together too completely brilliantly. Oh, no wonder why it's all... Excuse me a second while I just amend this. As I was saying, because I can talk and do this, I can walk, talk and chew, go at the same time, people. It's my understanding that these ones with the holographic things on the front are actually quite rare. which is why I was quite excited and quite overjoyed when I was actually able to get one for the low, low price of £1. That's better. That's better. So yeah, if I am wrong about that, please let me know. So that's Uncanny X-Men 304 from, I believe it was 1993, but I could be wrong. But yeah, I believe the holographic X-Men books are, any of the books like that from the late 90s, early 2000s, are quite rare, so I do believe that. I believe, but please correct me if I'm wrong. I also got, from my local market, Uncanny X-Men 310. And I should have done those before this, shouldn't I? Oh well. And Uncanny X-Men 311. Now we'll be going into my Uncanny X-Men collection. And then also from my local market, I picked up sorry, I'm just trying to stack these up neatly next to me and it's all going a bit wrong. I also picked up a nice, a good chunk of the Thor books. Most of which are from 1989, some of which I believe are from the 1990s. So we start with Thor number 402. And most of them actually do go in like following numerical order. The Mighty Thor number 402. I should point out none of these ones are actually key issues. None of the ones I got from the market were key issues, which was sad. Unless you can think, anyone can think of anyone. Unless of course you see one of these and you go, hang on, there's a key issue. Let me know what's key about it in the comments below. The Mighty Thor number 403. What I like though is that by this time, the logo's changed, particularly the O, because they used to have a break in it in the earlier books, some of which I've actually got, as you noticed in my earlier videos. The Mighty Thor number 404. For any that are watching my videos and wondering, does he actually read these comic books? Yes, I do. I absolutely do. And that is why I don't have no interest in getting any of my comic books graded, because I like reading them too much. So, yeah, I'm sure you'll agree that with these, I mean, we've got here the Mighty Thor number 403 or 404? 404. Sorry, yeah. The Mighty Thor... Put your teeth in, Jamie, and try again. The Mighty Thor number 405, and I'm sure you'll agree with me that for comic books that I got from the market, that, you know, they're in pretty good condition. Especially when you consider the X-Men ones weren't actually bagged and boarded. But the Thor ones did have a bag and board, but it was like a massive bag and board, so I put them in nice new ones that I got from my LCS yesterday. I bought a pack of yesterday. I went to my LCS and I got myself, obviously, some new comic books. You'll see in a minute, along with the 3 collected volumes, a new comic book box, which is an Amazing Spider-Man one. Which I picked it up. The lady that went to my LCS went, I only put that box out this morning. I knew it wouldn't last long, and I also had a feeling that it would be you that picked it up as well. There you go. And I also bought myself a pack of 100 bags, Silver Age, and a pack of 100 boards, again Silver Age. I have 1 bag and board left, and I said that last time. Bagged and boarded all of my rebagged and boarded all of the Thor books and the Uncanny X-Men books I got from. I'm showing you now. That I got from my local market on Tuesday. I also rebagged and boarded a load of single issues that I had to take out so I could put other single issues that were slightly more delicate into their bags and boards. And at the end of all that, I also had to actually rebag and board a few of the books that I got yesterday, only a few. But at the end of all that, I had actually used 99 of the bags and boards. I've got 1 spare bag and board left. I actually made it up, just in case. So anyway, carrying on with the Thor books. We've got the Mighty Thor number 406. So most of these do run on in numerical order. So that's kind of cool. We then have the Mighty Thor number 407. This is deliberately why I picked them up, because I was like, oh, 404. So, hang on a minute, these are running in pretty good numerical order. And yeah, so I was like, I'm getting them. Because how often do you find a chunk of Thor magazines like that just run on and on and on and on and on? So, little quick spoiler just for a future video that will be coming. In a couple of weeks' time, I'll be going to see a relative of mine who lives in an area where they have a comic book, where they have a little shop. little shop that sells lots of different collectibles, and most of these collectibles are like at least 7 or 8 long boxes full of legit 50s and 60s Marvel books. I think a few DC as well, but it's the Marvel ones I'm interested in. And as I say, a couple of weeks time I'm going to be going there, and so after that, so I would say probably around somewhere about the 26th or 27th. You should probably keep your eyes open for a video I'll be doing covering the, I'm hoping it's going to be 5 genuine 1960s Marvel single issues that I will be, 1950s and 60s Marvel issues, Marvel single issues I'll be buying whilst there. So yes, that's something to look forward to, and I think I'll probably be doing the video around about the 26th or 27th of this month. The Mighty Thor number 408. The Mighty Thor number 409. Doctor Doom on that cover. I didn't even know he'd done a crossover with Thor. The Mighty Thor number 410. Again, Doctor Doom on the cover. The Mighty Thor number 413, and this one features another of my favourite Marvel characters, Doctor Strange. I believe that's Doctor Strange, is it? Yes, in these pages, wait, it's Doctor Strange. So that's number 413. Okay, so 11 and 12 are missing. Didn't have 11 and 12, so I got 413. However, the only thing is that in order to be able to go to that shop in a couple of weeks' time, I have had to basically ban myself from going to either my local market or my local LCS for the next 2 weeks. I've imposed that ban on myself just so that I will have enough money left come the day I go to see my relatives to be able to buy those books. So number 4, the Mighty Thor number 413. The Mighty Thor number 414. The Mighty Thor number 415. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. I'm just going to like my local market or my LCS and find runs of books in number order, you know, in fairly good numerical order. The Mighty Thor number 416. The blood red cover there. Not quite sure what that's all about, but the Mighty Thor number 417. The Mighty Thor number 418. The Mighty Thor number 419, and apparently this is the first part of something called the Black Galaxy Saga. If anybody in the comments, if anybody knows exactly what that, because I've got no idea what the Black Galaxy Saga was. Was this like some sort of big Marvel event or something? Or something that was, you know, notable to Thor? If somebody in the comments could please tell me in the comments below, I would be incredibly grateful. And the last of the Mighty Thor ones, for now, until I get some more, the Mighty Thor number 420, which is apparently part 2 of the Black Galaxy Saga, unless that was in some other book. But if someone could tell me, I'd be grateful. In the comments below. Just please let me know in the comments below. So it's 420. So yeah, as I say, the only 2 in there really that were missing. So really, if I'd had like, if my guy in the market, Michael Market, had Mighty Thor issues 11 and issues 411 and 412, then I would have had the Mighty Thor issues 402, I believe it is. Is it 402 is the first one? Sorry. Excuse me a second. Yeah, 402. I've literally had Mighty Thor 402 all the way through to 420. Completely numerical order. But alas, 11 and 12 were missing. And now we get on to the ones that I got from ALCS yesterday. And there are a couple of key issues in here. There are also 2 runs of books. So we have, first ones are, I also collect the Marvel New Universe books. What's going on here? I found yet another little New Universe series called Night Mask. Oh, hold on. Excuse me a second. These are in the wrong numerical order. Wait a moment. This is where I should have sat beforehand and put these into numerical order, and I didn't. And that is entirely my own fault, which also makes me think that the ones behind won't be in anything like a numerical order either. So, actually they don't need to be, because they are, well, actually they do, and they are, but then it's these ones that I'm concerned may not be in a numerical order. Hold on. And they're not. Right. So, if we move you up for a second. Oh, wait, what did I just put behind there? That would go in front of there, wouldn't it? Oh, I'm so sorry. This just shows you what an idiot I am, in the respect that I didn't bother to sit and put these in anything like a numerical order. Right. Because it's like, I have this thing where I'm like, I like to see these videos where they've got all these books, all their comics, in numerical order. And so, it just makes it so much easier. I was going to check if they're definitely, no they're not. Right, well that's, oh god, no, oh that's gone wrong. Right. So what have we got at the front there? Bear with me 2 seconds, I'm so sorry. Yep, that's, oh god, that's all fine. That's not so fine because that's all falling down. Right, that's all in order. That's all in order up to there, so we put that there. Put that there. And the first few of these go in front there. And then, do bear with me just 2 seconds. I really should have done this before I started filming. And I didn't, which means there's now going to be a huge chunk of the video which means just going, that goes there, that goes there. Always make sure your comics are in numerical order before you start filming. I didn't try myself, I'm going to do that, and I didn't. Right, let's put those back. Right, we can start again properly now. So, Night Mask. Sorry about that. At least I kept talking to you. Most people would have gone, I'm just going to flip the camera off and start that again. Then you've got 2 videos. Anyway, so we have Night Mask number 2. Actually, the only one my LCS didn't have was number 1. Anyway, Night Mask number 2. Night Mask number 3. Again, I've got a couple of key issues in here, but none of these are those. But it's not any of these yet. Night Mask number... Night Mask, sorry. I lost my own character. Night Mask number 4. Night Mask number 5. Night Mask number 6. What I love about these are these are the sort of books that no one goes after. Because you don't get any massive key issues in these books, so you can always find huge runs of them. Night Mask number 7. Night Mask number 9. So unfortunately, they didn't have number 8 either. So number 1 and number 8 I'm missing at this point in time. Excuse me. Excuse me a second. Night Mask number 10. Night Mask number 11. And the last one of these I have at the moment, Night Mask number 12. And here come my... Oh, God, my throat. I am so sorry. Excuse me. It's one thing. So here come my 2 key issues. First up, I have Marvel Premiere 32 featuring Monarch Starstalker, and this is actually the first appearance of Monarch Starstalker. So, yep, that's his first appearance. Remember I mentioned in another, and also remember I think I mentioned in another video that I had a list that I went into my LCS with. Well, I managed to pick up another book. Actually, that book wasn't on the list. I literally picked this one up because it says at the side here. Oops, sorry. It says at the side here, all new. That was what made me pick it up. I wasn't going to pick this book up originally because it didn't say introducing or anything. But then I saw the words all new, and I thought, okay, I'll give it a go, see if it turns out to be a key issue, and it was. This next book, which is Marvel Premiere 35 featuring 3D Man, was on my list because this is in fact from 1977 the first appearance of 3D Man. So there it is, Marvel Premiere 35, first appearance of 3D Man. And lastly I have some Shang-Chi books. Now, Shang-Chi Master of Kung Fu books. Now these are in the worst numerical order possible. I only really picked them up because there were a good chunk of them that my LCS had, and they were. I've been after some Shang-Chi single issues for a while because of the large form. I've been reading some Shang-Chi in the large form books. I thought I want to see what his standalone books are like, so I'm going to sit and read these sometime. We have The Hands of Shang-Chi Master of Kung Fu number 36, and again none of these are key issues, by the way. So, we have The Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu number 49. We have Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. Again, this isn't one of my bags and boards, actually. This is the LCS's bag and board. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu number 50. So actually I've got one there that follows on, 49 and 50. There is number 50. For some reason Shang-Chi's holding a gun. Can't quite fathom that one out, but I'll have to read the book and find out why. I've just realised, dear oh dear. Now you see, that is just unfortunate. Well, that proves that was the bag and board the LCS put on there. What else was put on there? Because I went through last night and I could have sworn I had taken all the price labels off of my books. Because I never like to have a price label on when I get to doing a video. And I just noticed that price sticker. I am so sorry. I am so embarrassed about that. So I'll show you that one again, this time minus the price sticker. The Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu number 50. This time without the £2 price sticker on it. That's never happened to me before. But now I'm going to be extra cautious the next time. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu number 52. Hands of Shang-Chi, the Master of Kung Fu number 71. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu number 78. I gotta say, I love that. Oh, no, not that one. The cover to 71 I loved. The puzzle work cover. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 80. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 82. I don't know quite why, but the back of this one's got a black line through it. Can you see that? If anyone knows why that is, let me know in the comments below. I'd be extremely grateful. So number 82. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 85. Again, that black line through the barcode. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 87. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 90. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 92. This Marvel comic could be worth $2,500 to you. Details inside. Yeah, that's a competition, which is ages old by now, because that book was released in 1980, so don't bother trying to apply for that. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 94. Again, the thing is, because I've got a pain in my back, not because I have a huge passion for comic books. So I keep mine so nicely preserved. Oh dear. Don't worry about that. Shang-Chi, Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 99. Actually, this is still the bag and board the LCS put on, you know. May have to use my last bag and board for this thing, because I've just noticed a slight split at the top. Anyway, number 99, Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu. 20p? Scandalous. It's an outrage. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 106. Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 112. And the last of the Shang-Chi books, The Hands of Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu, number 114. And lastly, my LCS yesterday, actually not lastly, because there's a couple more things to the side, but the single issues I picked up in my LCS yesterday, these last three, bizarrely, even though they aren't Shang-Chi, were in amongst the Shang-Chi books, but I saw them and I was like, I don't have those, so I'm going to pick them up. And they're actually issues of Power Man and Iron Fist. So we have, I've just noticed a little nick out of the top part of the cover there, but never mind. But Power Man and Iron Fist, number 51. Power Man and Iron Fist. LCS. Power Man and Iron Fist, number 74. And finally, Power Man and Iron Fist, number 105. So there you go. So that does it for the single issues. I'm just going to pop these back in their box. So yeah. I know, as I say, I now have just over 500 single issues, which, when you consider that... well, this isn't working. When you consider that when I did that first kind of proper video with me in front of the camera about 2 or 3 weeks ago now. Maybe slightly more. I had just over 200 single issues, and since then my collection has ballooned to just over 500. That's just incredible. Okay, so they're back in their box now. So the last few things I got from my LCS yesterday were collected issues. Now, you may have seen in a previous video I did that I showed off a Fantastic Four collected volume I have. Just the Mighty Marvel Masterworks Fantastic Four Volume 1, collecting issues 1 through 10. Well, yesterday, in my LCS, at a quite nicely reduced price, I found, actually, a very nicely reduced price, I found Volume 2 of the Mighty Marvel Masterworks Fantastic Four, which collects together Fantastic Four numbers 11 through 20 and Annual 1. Here it is. And that's the cover of number 12. And I also managed to get Mighty Marvel Masterworks Fantastic Four Volume 3, which collects together Fantastic Four Volumes 21 to 29. So, yeah. Quite happy about that. So now I've got issues 1 through 29 of Fantastic Four. Although I do also have them, the whole Fantastic Four collection on the Marvel Ultimate app. So, was it Unlimited? The Marvel comic book app, you know the one. I also got this collected edition, which surprised me because it's a DC collected volume called The Forever People of Supertown, and it collects together issues 1 through to 11 of The Forever People. But the thing that surprised me was the name of the person that both drew and wrote The Forever People, because I didn't know that he'd actually done any work for DC. Then again, that is probably me just being very dim. Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby, The Forever People of Supertown, collects together issues 1 through 11 of The Forever People, written and drawn by Jack Kirby. And I didn't know that he'd done any work for DC, so there you go. And the last few things in this video are some collected volumes that I got in Waterstones. 3, in fact, that I got at a very nice reduced price in Waterstones. And the first one is, they are through the Penguin Classics collection that they do. And I've got 3 of these, 1 in paperback, 2 in hardback. The paperback one I've got is Penguin Classics Marvel Collection, The Avengers. And this collects together, it doesn't say. Now, Jez, I'll tell you. So you actually have to look inside for that information. This collects together Avengers number 1, 2, Avengers number 1, the Avengers numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 16, 26, 28, 44, 57, 58, 71, 74, and 83, along with Tales to Astonish 27, and the Avengers Annual number 1. And there's the front cover. Because they do also do this in hardback, but they only had the paperback when I was in there the other day, so I picked that up. I also picked up the hardback cover of the Marvel Penguin Classics collection, the Penguin Classics Marvel collection, Black Panther. And I'll show you the cover again in a minute. This collects together Fantastic Four 52 and 53. And then Jungle Action 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and 21. Plus The Panthers Chronicles by Don McGregor and Jungle Action number 7. The plot synopsis of Jungle Action number 7. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. Black Panther, there's the front. Of course, the great thing that, of course, on the back of the paperbacks, I should say, is just words, blurb. However, on the back of the hardbacks, you get a gold print panel. Just to pause that and read the word, you're more than welcome to do so. So, Black Panther. And then also, keeping with the earlier theme of Uncanny X-Men, I got the X-Men one in hardback. And this collects together X-Men number 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 16, 17, 38, 44, 45, 46, 41, 42, 43 to 56, which is New Directions, apparently, turning over the page. X-Men 57, 58, 59, and then X-Men 60 to 66, the end of the beginning. And then it says, also collects together something called The Man in the Sky. And again, as it's a hardback one, on the back you get a gold print panel. And again, if you'd like to pause that and read what that says, what Professor X is saying there, please go ahead. And that is all the new stuff that I have for you today. As I said, do look out for that video that I'll hopefully be putting out showing off 5 legit 50s and 60s Marvel single issues that I'll hopefully be picking up in the next couple of weeks. That video will probably drop around about the 26th or 27th, I think. Or I'm hoping it will anyway. Excuse me. So yeah. Yeah, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, see you in the next video.